Hi, it's Sukrit from STEM Coder, and in today's video we're going to find the derivative of the inverse function. Over here I've got a pair of functions f of x and g of x. However, f and g are both inverses of each other, so f of x is the inverse of g of x and g of x is the inverse of f of x. Remember, it works both ways for inverses. So let's say we know the derivative of one of them. We already know the derivative of f of x. Well, then how do we find the derivative of g of x? Is there an easy way to do it? Well, let's find out. So because the two functions are inverses of each other, we know that f of g of x is just equal to x. So imagine you're taking something, you're plugging it into g, then you're plugging that output into f, and you get back your original variable x. So we're going to use implicit differentiation, which is a concept we learned a few videos back. It means we take the derivative with respect to x of both sides of this equation. So d over dx of f of g of x is equal to d over dx of x. Now what's this equal to? Well, d over dx of x is 1, and d over dx of f of g of x, we're going to have to use the chain rule. So that's going to be f prime of g of x times g prime of x. So the derivative of the outside on the inside times the derivative of the inside. And now I'm going to solve for g prime of x. It's equal to 1 divided by f prime of g of x. And yes, this is how we take the derivative of the inverse of a function, and we're going to apply this to this set of functions over here. F of x is equal to x squared and g of x is equal to square root of x. Note that I've added domain and range constraints so that both of these are actually functions. I've also graphed these functions over here, and we know what the derivative of x squared is, but we do not know the derivative of square root. However, we can use this equation we just learned over here to try to figure this out. So g prime of x is equal to 1 divided by, well, what is f prime? Just the derivative of x squared, and that's 2x, right? So 2 times, but it's not going to be x, it has to be f prime of g of x. And what is g of x? It's just square root of x. So 2 times square root of x. That's f prime of g of x. And yes, this is the derivative of the square root function, 1 divided by 2 times the square root of x. And anytime you have to take the derivative of an inverse of a function where you know the derivative of the function but not the inverse, just apply this formula we derived right now. I hope you found this video helpful, and I look forward to seeing you in future lessons.